Hey guys. So, alright, we're back for what's going to probably be my last review for the day, but it's a big one, and it's another series we haven't been able to talk about for a good long while. It's Venom! The start of a new story arc called Venom Beyond, and with this cover with like a military style Venom, I feel like this like, we in for like a Batman Beyond ripoff for Venom or something? I had no idea, but by now, I've learned not to question Donny Cates, and I was pretty excited about this just the same. It's been a little while since I've kind of checked in with Venom. Really, not since like the event stuff with Absolute Carnage and uh, War of the Realms, that sort of thing. But oh boy, this latest run with Venom was something else, let me tell you that. And I really liked what we got out of this thing. So, those that don't know, I mean, you're not going to appreciate this comic without having caught up on Donny Cates' Venom series at least a little bit. Even if you've just read like the first trade or something like that, that will help because there's all this stuff with the symbiote god and this change in tone when it comes to Venom, and I definitely recommend the series up until now. It's been a lot of fun. Eddie Brock has been paired with his son Dylan, and that's all out in the open now. For a long time, Eddie was pretending to be Dylan's brother, but he's really his father. And after being separated from Venom and stuff, and dealing with the Carnage symbiote on this island of bones, they went to New York and confessed to the Avengers about the impending threat of Null, god of the symbiotes and creator of Venom, and that's been like the driving thrust of the entire Cates run with artists like Stegman, but this comic was drawn by Eben Coelho, Juan Gedeon, and Jesus Aberdov doing coloring, Clayton Cowles lettering. Great comic on the whole. We'll talk a little bit about some of the artwork and stuff in a bit. But everyone's kind of freaking out about Null and getting ready for that. But meanwhile, Dylan has these new powers, and Eddie wants to learn more about the story behind that. So he goes seeking out the Maker, the Ultimate Ultimate Comics version of Reed Richards. Meanwhile, he's being spied on by the guy on the cover and the dude on the thumbnail, this armored Venom fellow right there, who says, was very clearly antagonistic towards Eddie right out of the gate. They go and confront the Maker, who's a delight as always. He's a fun level of, like, complete ruthlessness, and you can't trust him, but he's also just a fun character in general, because it's just nice and interesting to have a version of Reed Richards just completely unleashed and with no lines. And on that note, having been working with Eddie Brock for so long across this series and stuff, he reveals he has a symbiote. But not just any symbiote, the ultimate version of Venom, which is an artificial life form that they talk about here. And I'm going to talk a minute. Like, that artwork looks awesome, as you can see from when I just showed it off, but also the lettering is so cool. It's something they always tend to do with the Ultimate characters, in that they're lettered different, even when they're crossing over into this universe, and the Maker's always lettered that way. It's a tiny little thing, but instead of the block lettering, it has lowercase font. But it just reinforces every time he talks that the Maker's from a different universe. And Marvel hasn't forgotten that, or forgotten about his roots. They haven't forgotten about anything in the Ultimate Comics, which this story makes abundantly clear. And then this dude appears who Venom, the symbiote, calls Virus. I don't know him. I don't know if I've missed something along the way or if it's something. But he's wielding some bandaged up goblin glider, and it has this tech that can't even stand up to bullets, spawning from the Venom symbiote because, as the Maker says, it's artificial and synthetic, so it's able to be augmented and improved on. So it's all weird and obeys Richard's commands and creates weapons out of itself somehow. It's pretty cool. But the crazy armored guy's like throwing around pumpkin bombs and stuff, and he hits the portal thingy that Reed Richards has been working on that lets him like get the symbiote from the Ultimate Universe. Everyone gets pulled in, and the armored guy goes in through the portal after them, and Reed Richards along with everyone else, I'm pretty sure. But Reed finds himself in Universe 6160, the Ultimate Universe, which we haven't seen for a long time. And it's all in like, here, let's take a good look at this. First of all, it looks like itself from back then. It's all in flames. Those billboards say like, where are the Ultimates? Help us, Iron Man. So they're missing. I don't know what's going on with the Ultimate Universe. We haven't been there in so long. I didn't even know it still existed after all that stuff with Secret Wars, to be honest. Eddie Brock finds himself there, and Venom's freaking out. Like, the symbiote doesn't know what's going on. It's got all these weird voices in its head, as does Dylan, who's clearly got some sort of symbiote powers going on. That's been implied throughout the book. And then we get another shot of the Ultimate Universe, and something's going on. Someone's in charge. And then it cuts to the next issue, and it looks like the Ultimate Venom to me, or something. He looks different. And it looks like when we're saying Venom Beyond, he's going beyond the multiverse. So that was cool as... I don't know, I put that away. I always do that. That book was cool as hell. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, and I can't say I am. Venom's been a reliable source of entertainment for so long. I read these books, and I just think there's so much... the ceiling just goes out in terms of the potential for Venom comics. It's just like, oh, well, you can do so much with this. And there's so many interesting ideas, and even just the way Cates writes this stuff. We could drop all this stuff with Null, and it's still interesting as hell. Like, this doesn't really have much to do with the symbiote god stuff. It's just cool, and so many designs being thrown around here. The Maker's Venom was great to see, and that has a ton of potential, and his relationship with Eddie Brock is interesting. He talks about, like, oh, I can never get any work done when Eddie's around. And he's just such a fun character. Meanwhile, like, the stuff with Venom is entertaining. The relationship between Eddie and the symbiote has never been more interesting, and their dialogue back and forth is so great. At one point, Venom just lunges at the Maker almost out of instinct because he's like, that thing is wrong! And Maker just knocks him back like he's nothing, and the symbiote apologizes to Eddie and just says, like, I'm sorry, and Eddie's like, it's okay, just stay close with me, like, we'll get through this together, is kind of the tone and sense I got from that little interaction. This is a great book, and I definitely recommend it. I'm eager to see what happens next, and Venom remains reliably like one of the best Marvel series going on now. 26 issues in, which is no small feat. That's well over 2 years we've been with Venom. Maybe way more than that because of the way things have been published. Maybe a little less. I honestly don't know. I don't know the rate even this book has been published because I've been more of keeping up with it with trades and just at random splurts of issues and stuff. But this is the first time in a long time I've reviewed a Venom comic fresh, and it was great. I can't wait to see what happens next. I love the Ultimate Universe in spite of all its flaws. In another stream I was talking recently about like how a lot of it hasn't aged well in my eyes, but still I got so excited coming back to it. There's still so much value in alternate worlds of Marvel, and one cool thing about the Ultimate Universe is it's so thoroughly explored and created. So that's pretty cool. Definitely recommended. Definitely worth you all checking out. Now, yeah, we actually might have time for more streams. Either way, if we do it today or tomorrow. Next up is the Empire tie-in to Fantastic Four. I got some thoughts on that. And we still have one more comic. I understand it's been a lot for you guys, and it's been a bit of an experiment timing out these streams to get more of an interaction with chat. We did kind of lose chat throughout the day, but I know these videos tend to get rewatched when we DVR them, according to YouTube's features, and basically make them available to be rewatched. I think a lot of people tend to clue in if they don't get into the stream at the beginning. It's a bit of... I don't know what that experience would be like. It's probably a bit of a jolting experience of some kind. But we do have a couple more Marvel comics today or tomorrow, because they published so much this week. It's really nice to be able to have Marvel comics to talk about again. It was great doing Venom, and even just being able to talk about Spider-Man again, even if I didn't particularly like that issue. And at the end of this day, I'm feeling pretty good about it all. We've talked about a lot of comics today. I hope you guys like the individualized streams. It's let me kind of focus in on each book a little bit more, so I've really liked them, and I get to take a break between each one, which helps a great deal. So hopefully we're all on board. It seems like the only downside to it is it's hard for you guys to stay caught up with that in terms of the live streams. At a certain point, I lose everyone. But like I've done, this is like the 5th stream we've done today. I like that. I think it's fun. I think you guys kind of can pick and choose the content that you want to watch that way. And it gets you to maybe check out some new things here and there too, the way things work. So we're probably going to keep this going. If you have thoughts on that, leave a comment across one of these streams. Like, we're always up for feedback, and we always take it into account. I think these are better than kind of clumping them all into one stream, though. This was an experiment this week, but it's been good fun so far. So, like I said, next up, Fantastic Four Empire. One more comic after that, and then we'll resume a usual stream of content and stuff, which I've been working on around these streams anyhow. Yeah, I was going to make this the last stream of the day, but we have a little bit more time on our hands than I thought. I might have an extra hour to squeeze in which case we might be able to either finish this today or, I don't know, figure out something going forward. But stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time here on Comic Island.